Hello everybody, Steffi here from The Makers, and I literally just spotted that I've got a couple of lights that I forgot to switch on. So you're here today to make one of these little cuties. Now you can make them a little bit bigger, as I've done here, or you can make them small little needle felted sleepy dogs. And I'm using the kit basically to do this. Oh dear, somebody's drilling in the house. I hope you can't hear this. No. Anyway, oh, this is really distracting me now. I really genuinely hope you can't hear this. Oh, I know what it is. It's not drilling. It's my radiator. Stay there. I'm just going to show you what today's giveaway is. I just need to change the radiator setting. No. Help! I want to start again. Okay, here we go. That's what we want you to do today. Just bear with me. I'm not gone away. I'm also switching some more lights on now. I knew there was a reason why I couldn't turn this radiator down, but it's way too hot. Well, I'm too hot to have the heating on anyway, but then that's for different reasons. Okay, here we go. Tell us about your favorite dog, real or fictional. Let us know what dog has captured your hearts. It can be a made-up dog. It can, maybe you've had a dog. Lots of children I know have had dogs like imaginary dogs. Maybe you've had one of those. So tell us about the dogs that have captured your heart, or maybe it's a dog you've got currently in your life. Anyway, noise is stopped, lights are on. I'm ready. My goodness. Okay, who have we got in the house today? We've got Diane. Hi, Steffi and Alicia. Weather here in Spain, warm but cloudy. Loving all the makers. New products that are happening soon. Dogs, cats, fairies, tomtes, reindeer. Looking forward to making them all. Oh, nice. Well, I can't wait to see them all being made. Karen says hello. She is actually here to be actually able to be here today. That's excellent. Sandra is there. Hello, Sandra. Oh yes, and not forgetting the Acorn Children, which of course is next week. The live stream next week. V is here. We've got Samantha here. Rita. Rita, where are you based? Because you're saying good morning, and it's definitely good afternoon here in the UK. Alison is here. Marion is here. Kat is here from Pennsylvania. Kat. Bridget is here. We all know where Bridget is from Australia. I don't think we've had anybody else from Australia other than you, Bridget. So maybe you need to tell some of your friends to join you. But it's probably some terrible godforsaken time of the day. Rose is there. Hello. Olga is there. Nikki is there. And we're starting with the dog comments coming in. Kat says, my favorite dogs are Yorkshire Terriers. I have two, and another one who thinks he's a Yorkie. I think you can probably echo that, Alicia, because I think you've got a Yorkshire Terrier too. Right. Oh, Julie has just joined as well. Right. Okay. So we are making needle felted dogs, and this is actually from this kit, and it's our little cat and dog kit, and it does make two dogs and two cats, or you can make 4 dogs or four cats. Now my chair is squeaking. What is going on today? I'm gonna have to just that's better. It's not squeaking anymore. Oh my goodness, what is happening today? So I've got this kit here that I'm going to open up, and then we can look inside together. However, it is a good stash buster as well. If you've got some pipe cleaner and some odds and sods of wool as well, you can make these dogs. They're really, and cats for that matter, but I make the dog today. They are made really quite easily. And just to show you again, I'm probably going to go for a slightly larger version. The only thing what makes them larger is by, instead of cutting the pipe cleaner into 4 pieces to make 4 animals, I'm just going to cut it so that I can use one pipe cleaner. Actually, that's what you meant to do. Well, I'm going to have a look inside. I can't even remember what's in there. Let's work it out together. I should also say that this project is actually in the Making Soft Dolls book, because the latter part of the book is all about Doll's House dolls, but also about maybe what might live in a doll's house. So you can see the little dog is featured here as well, and the cat as well, and they are part of the book. So if you've got the book, you can also make along. It's the one needle felting project in there that's entirely needle felted from beginning to end. Right, let's have a look inside the kit and see what is what. Right, here we go. Open this up. Oh no, not that. Overview scene. Okay, it's one of those days. I get it. I get it. I surrender. I surrender. Right, here we go. That's what's inside the kit. Lots of natural color wools. You've got a darker brown and a black. You've got flesh pink here for noses and ears and so on. Lots of white, lots of brown. You have got in here, I get it now, 2 pipe cleaners. So that's, and then you've got a bit of very colorful wool, and that is to make collars. So mostly for the dogs, I guess. Our eco wool mat is in there, of course, as well. So you will have the felting needles, which is 1 medium and 2 fine. Because it's a small project, we've put finer needles in there. So I'm not even going to use these. They go straight back in there because obviously I've got my own needles on the go. So let's take out what we need here and take it from there. I'm going to remind myself of the instructions. I design so many projects every month that it's actually quite hard for me to remember it all. So you will, we're not going to do the cat, we're going to do the dog. So we're going straight to that page. In fact, it starts here. Before you start to make 4 animals, cats or dogs, cut your pipe cleaners into 10 centimeter lengths. You will have spares. Divide your body colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this in half, and I'm going to use half a pipe cleaner per animal. I apologize, my voice is still not back to where it has been. Too much talking, and I'm going to continue talking for the next few days because I'm going off to a show again. But at least there's sound coming out, so that's the main thing. So two halves here for 1 animal, but in fact 1 half per animal. Right, so I think the rest I can remember. And I'm going to make a brown dog because you can see it better on my felting mat. So for this I'm going to use this lighter brown, and I will have to wrap the pipe cleaner up. This is a short fibered wool, but it still works on the smaller projects. When you tease the wool off, have a look at which way the fibers are running, and then tease it. Just if you pull it apart, you can sort of see where it wants to break off, and then just keep pulling it, and it will give you a nice strand of wool. Now this is a Portuguese merino, and the bits that you can see in here, that's actually dried up grass. To me, it just always means that the sheep where the wool has come from have been running happily in the meadows, and probably still are. And you can pull it out, or you can wait until it works its way up to the top. Right, now I'm going to wrap the end of the pipe cleaner, and because I've got a cotton covered pipe cleaner, the wool grips into it really nicely, so I don't need to do too much here. What I do need to remember is to keep the ribbon, not a ribbon, wrap it like a ribbon, but keep the wool thin. So keep it narrow in this way. Don't work with a spread out piece like that because you're covering so much and then you have no control over it. And with every wrap, pull it tight. And then the end gets bent in because we don't want any sharp pipe cleaner ends sticking out. So the end gets bent in, so you've got a covered end here. And then you're going to go over it again to cover up that bent end. Sometimes it naturally sort of happens. I see that when I teach workshops, people naturally turn the whole thing round and then just wrap the wool by twisting the pipe cleaner and allowing the wool to slide through your fingers. That way you keep a really nice tension. Keep the wool nice and slim, so no wider than your fingers. And now and then you could sort of tease it out a bit more to make sure that you have thin wrappers. We're going all the way to the other end of the pipe cleaner, all the way. I'm going to run out of wool before I get there. That's good because I can show you what you do if you run out of wool. So if you run out of wool, like I just have, you're going to have to go back to where you started, only so that you've got the pipe cleaner at the starting position, because you're going to have to start wrapping the wool in the same direction as you did before, and you're likely to do that because you're going to start wrapping the wool as you did earlier, and it's sort of a default setting. So turn the pipe cleaner around, and then once you've got it established, you can continue with what you've been doing. Notice that I'm going over the same bit again just to make sure the wool is nice and established. And then I bent the end in here as well. And I'm going to wrap the rest of this end up as well. Now, if you are doing this and you've got a really fat end at one end because you're not so familiar with or not so used to wrapping wool around a pipe cleaner, then the fatter part will become your head part and the slimmer part will become your tail. And all I've got to do now is see that the grass, the dried up grass, it will work its way up to the top. And then you can just pick it off and throw it away. Now what I want to do is we're using the pipe cleaner in there to give it a natural position. And what I want is I want to have my head here, my body here, and then I've got the tail. So you can continue with your pipe cleaner length straightened, and so am I. And now I've got to build up bulk for the head at this end. So I'm making a tapered shape basically. So I'm wrapping the wool around the end. I'm still keeping my wool nice and tight, and I'm working with a little bit more generous thickness of wool, but other than that I'm keeping it nice and tight, and I'm pulling it every time I've made a wrap, and I'm also keeping it flat. So the wool should just sort of bite into itself, grip into itself. So I've got a shape that looks a little bit like this now. And what I do want to do is I want to make sure that I've got a sort of a nice forehead here. So instead of felting into it like this, I'm actually felting into it from the front. So that way you can define the head a little bit better, and the snout a little bit better. Can you see how I'm felting into here? I'm pushing the wool slightly upward to give it more of a forehead, and then underneath I can stab straight into the head like that. So I've made almost like a little slope here, and this is a bit of a going back and forth from head to body, So I'm now going to wrap up the body part, so to speak, by adding more wool. It's really good to occasionally just put your dog into the position that it will be in, because it gives you a sense of proportions. I should also say, if you've got a dog with a really short tail, you could have obviously bent that pipe cleaner in more, or used less of a pipe cleaner if you didn't want to have a long tail. So I'm going to give this dog a long tail. So if I bend him into position now, you can see where I'm going with this. Just with a few wraps, it's just such a simple project, but so effective, because you can add lots of detail to it later if you want, or you can keep it just a very simple shape. So the dogs usually have more bulk around the shoulders and more bulk around the hips, but for now I'm just wrapping it, and then I'm going to felt it down as I do it. So you have to pretty much soonish decide what position the head will be in when the dog is curled up and lying down. So you could have a position where the dog is curled up like this. So he's lying on the side of his head. Can you see that? So his head is lying on the side of his ear. Or you could have a position where he's actually lying on his chin. So the ears, both ears are visible. So you have to decide whether he's curled up with his head sideways or whether he is actually curled up with his head fully visible. So that is something you need to decide fairly soon, because you're going to shape the dog accordingly. Accordingly to how, by the way, sorry, mid-sentence interruption, this is the same wool. This is a same from the same sheep, same wool. The reason why this is blonder is because we had a really hot summer during that time that the wool was taken off. And this comes from, it was probably last year, we didn't have a great summer, and the wool hasn't bleached as much. I just love it how it varies, but it is exactly the same wool. It's just from different seasons in the life of a sheep. Right, I'm going to let you catch up a little bit. And I want to just tell you a couple of things what's happening. If you've tuned in yesterday with the subscription boxes, then you would probably know already some of this. But we're very excited that you can now get your bear bauble, and we've done this in partnership with the Liver Trust. We have done some fundraisers for them before. So the way it works is that you buy your bear bauble kit from them. They retain some money for the charity, which is the all important thing, and then half of that money that you pay comes to us, and we send you the kit out, postage included in the UK as well. And it's £20 to join the whole fundraiser. You will then get an invitation to join me live on the 20th of October for a make along to make one of these lovely bears. And we've got a green bear, and it's I don't know if you can see it, but it's shimmery because it's made from the green shimmer wool. And then we've got a red bear, and that's obviously the red shimmer. The red bear is the Sheila bear, and the green bear is the Sherlock bear. And you can make each bear either a hat or a scarf. So you choose whether you want a hat or a scarf on your bear, and they're in opposite colors to the bears. And then you also get your little satin ribbon in the green bear kit. You get the red, and then the red bear kit you get the cream colored ribbon here to hang your little bear up on the Christmas tree, maybe. Oh yes, and not to be forgotten, these adorable little glasses. You make these too from the kit. So it's a good cause to support. There are some fantastic stories out there about people who've benefited from being supported by the British Liver Trust, and we are very proud to do something good for charity. And so hopefully you can join us in that quest as well. And what else is happening? Oh yes, so we have our next make along, not next week, but the week after, is for an autumn tomte. This is a really, really simple project. No arms, no legs, just a secret about the body, maybe something that you've thought of yourself but not done yet before. But there's a different method in making the gnome or tomte. I've taught these at a recent couple of recent shows, and they went down like a treat. It's a really good, it's also a new method of how to make the hat. I've thought up something new. It's just goes to show many different ways of making the same get the same result. And of course you get these lovely curls in your kit as well. So if you need a little gnome or tomte to cheer you up in the fall or in the autumn, when everything seems to be sort of drawing in, my children always say, "Mom, look at these amazing colors, and isn't it wonderful?" And I'm like, yes, but they're dead leaves. And they say, "Oh, you're such a spoiled sport." I don't like autumn, so anything to cheer me up, and a little cheeky tomte is just what I need. Just to remind you again of where to go for the Liver Trust, here you've got it on the screen as well. So go to the britishlivertrust.org.uk and find the it's sort of featured as Craft a Bear to show you care, and it's £20, And then the live stream is on the 20th of October at 6:30 p.m. British Summer Time. Still British Summer Time, not for much longer, but still then. And you can make along with myself on the evening. Really looking forward to that one. Okay, so let's have a look what people are saying about their favorite dogs. Oh my goodness, lots of writing here. Oh no, I can't read them all. And I'm starting at the bottom again. Okay, let's start at the top. Dad used to have a Steffi, says Vampire Venom, and Steffi Cross. Rescued former fighting dogs. The Steffi had a gummy leg where a break was untreated by previous owner, but he would guard from the cross wanting fuss. Oh, from the cross wanting fuss. Okay. Oh, Rita said something funny. Oh, from Colorado, USA. Is that funny, Alicia? I've missed something, haven't I? What is Rita saying? Oh, this is bad news for me, reading everything backwards. Okay, I'm just gonna let this go. Diane says, my fave dog is my fave dog is my daughter's. The dog is called Daisy, a cross between a Shih Tzu and Chihuahua. Can you please only name breeds of dogs that I can actually pronounce? Daisy loves shoes, socks, slippers, anything she can get her paws on, well, as long as it's not her teeth. Bridget says, I have an equal favourite dog between my Jack Russell and another Chihuahua. Is that how you say it? No, it's not that. That's not how you say it. If you hadn't written it down and just shown me the dog, I would know how to pronounce it. But anyway, and 2 Kelpies. Alison says, has to be a working Cocker Spaniel. I'm with you on this one, Alison. Definitely with you on this one. I have Ted, who's now 10 years old and still acts like a puppy, even though he has hip dysplasia. We take him swimming every week, which keeps him mobile. Oh, that's so nice that you take him swimming, not that he's got hip dysplasia. Kat says, your pipe cleaners are great. I ordered mine. My first kit a few weeks ago. Never saw pipe cleaners like that. Well, there you go. You probably never had a pipe, maybe. We had a beautiful little Sheltie, and we have a grand dog who is a Dalmatian. I like the expression grand dog. Never thought of that. I love that. I do just love all dogs, says Bridget. Chihuahua, that's it. Thank you, Alicia. Chihuahua. I know how to say that. It's just seeing it in writing. It just messes with my brain. Gemma says, my favourite dogs, Jack Russell Jake and Jack Russell Mix. Millie I had. Millie would only ever do as I said. When she was a puppy, both ears hung down, and as she grew up, they raised one by one. So cute. Oh, I've seen that with dogs. I think German Shepherds have got that too. They've got like floppy dog ears, and then one sort of perks up and then the other, and then they both stand up, which I think is very sweet. Bertie is my favorite dog. Ah, we know Bertie, Karen. We know Bertie. We see him every day on Facebook. Oh, he's lovely. He's currently curled up under my desk. Oh, I love that when dogs just lie down with you. It's like one of our well, what is my daughter's dog, but she's a Cocker Spaniel, a working Cocker Spaniel, and wherever I sit down, she'll just lie down and curl up by my feet. Love that. She does. They all sleep in our beds, by the way. But apparently it's really good for your mental health and everything else to have dogs living really close. So that's the closest they come. What else? I'm such a lover of dogs. Tina says, hello, a little bit late, but I made it. Is the question favorite dog? It certainly is, Tina. What's your favorite dog? Character, your own dog, past dogs, made up dogs, fictional dogs, anything dog. Carol says, food, just made it as my workshop ran over. Hello, Steffi, Alicia, and all. Well, you're a busy lady, aren't you, Carol? I know, I can see. Vampire Venom. Oh, let's see what vampire. She always has like really, really extravagant animals. Housemate likes pugs and huskies, but both of us prefer our scaly friends. I knew it, something like that would come. Although we only have one currently, and he's adorable. That is not a scaly dog, by the way. Oh, I love it. Nikki says, Duke was a Springer Spaniel. I love Springer Spaniels too. Cross. He was such a character. He was always by my side when I was crying. He would put his paws and lick my tears away. Oh, bless him. Miss him loads. Been 12 years since he passed. Oh, I've got one of those dogs that's just really wheedled and needled and wormed its way into my heart. And I often think, I don't know what I'm going to do when she's not there anymore. Anyway, don't talk about this. Sandy says, I can't choose a favorite dog between my two. They are all... Oh, no way. You're not going to give me a dog name that I can't pronounce. Hyasopus? Hyasopus? And very cute, although one is recovering from leg surgery. Okay, I need to know what breed that is. It sounds like it's a... Is it like a cockapoo, a mix between something and a poodle? Maybe it is. Tina says, thank you. My favorite dogs are my daughter's friends' dogs. The most gorgeous Dalmatians. One of them has brown spots, which I had no idea was a thing. Who knew? They are such cuddlers. Gemma, Cresties are so cute. Cresties. Are we now talking about dogs? Are we talking about some other animal? I have a feeling we talk about other animals. Oh, anyway, you're totally into this, aren't you? Right, let's get back to making the dog. Hopefully, I see lots and lots of lovely little dogs coming from your felting mats. So I've got to work a little bit more on this one. I'm going to stab him in the bum. It's dog acupuncture. That's what you need to think of. There we go. Needle felting him down a little bit more, because what I need to do now is I need to build up the bulk on his shoulders and on his back side. And the way I do this, so first of all you need to decide about the position. So either you have the head sideways or you have it so that it's the chin is basically down. So I'm gonna have the chin down of the dog. Now I'm going to build up a little bit more around his hind side here. And I'm just going to do this for the moment by wrapping wool. Though later I might have to add wool by laying down little woolly patches rather than wrapping it. Because every time I wrap, I also wrap the underneath, which in a way I actually want flat. So I'm going to work on flattening the underneath now, because then the dog will lie a lot more natural on the mat or on your table or wherever you're going to position the dog. I do love this project. I always come back to the simple projects. They're always the best ones. So now I actually do want to build up a little bit more bulk around the head. If you're making a multicolored dog, which you might very well, you can start out with a base color. So if your dog's mostly white, then start out with white and add details to it. If your dog's mostly black or another color, then start with that color and add details to it. So the underneath I'm felting flat, and the top I felt into it from the front. Oh, I've got a really itchy nose today. I think it's the wool getting up my nose. There we go. That's it. It's got a very pointy nose, so I could add a bit more around the nose there. It's a bit small. There we go. And then felt that down. So you can tell that as you get more into the detailed shaping, you add the wool a lot more targeted, and you're also adding smaller amounts. So that's the profile of the dog's face at the moment. Just need to flatten that base down here a bit. Of course, remember there's a wire inside, so be prepared to withdraw the needle quickly before you hit it hard, and then the needle might break. And you've got that nice shaping that you can do with a pipe cleaner inside, so make use of that pipe cleaner. There. I think I need a bit more bulk around the front here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to needle felt little paws, but you don't have to. You can actually just have that little dog curled up so much that the paws are all tucked under. But I'll just do it so that you know what to do if you want to do them. And I will attach them obviously as well. Right, the idea is it's a sleepy dog, so you don't need to have any, you don't need to needle felt or insert eyes. But I'm going to make the ears next. And for that, I am using the brown wool. I'm going to do floppy down ears. And I'll take off a wisp like that, and I'll fold it in half. And then I'm going to just stab around here. Fold the outside in, so I've stabbed like a little horseshoe shape onto here. But I'm leaving this part here wispy because first it's very handy to hold onto, but it's also the bit that gets fastened onto the head. So that's sort of like the part that will completely disappear onto the head, and stab really shallow little stabs, because otherwise you just push the wool straight through to the other side and keep it fluffy. Another one like that. So little horseshoe shape semicircle here. Tuck the wispy fibers in from the outside of that shape. And again, there are many other ways of how to achieve an ear. You can you don't even have to fold it in half. You can just stab away, or you can fold it even more. I'm sure there are many other ways of how to do them. The main thing is that they're the same size and the same shape. That's always good. Here we go. So hey, that's not too bad, is it? Now to attach them, you open up these wispy fibers. That I use that technique quite a lot, and then you lay them onto the area around the head, at the top and at the bottom, and felt it down. This was, by the way, a fundraiser for the Dogs Trust, this project. So if you think, oh, I've seen this before, it's probably because you've seen it before. So there's the dog ear attached now, and yeah, not looking too bad. If you've got like a lot of wispy bits, or they're just coming off, then just tease them off, don't fight them. You don't need very many of these bits. And then attach them to the other side of the head. This is just a very simple project. This is not one where you think, oh, I'm going to make every single detail of a dog I know. It's not meant as a dog portrait. It's literally just meant as a little fun activity to do if you've got maybe you're starting out to needle felt, maybe you love dogs, maybe you want to make lots of dogs. If you want to churn them out quite fast, this could be the one. And I've got the two fluffy ears there now. And felt it down a bit more. You can sort of see that the bottom part I've left a bit more bulbous, and then I'm going to add the legs now. That will add a little bit more bulk to the front as well. But before I do that, I'm going to give it, well, I want to give it a pink nose, but a brown sometimes the brown dog doesn't have a pink nose, so I'm going to mix it with a bit of brown to give it a dirty pink nose. That might be the best to do here. So mixing the wools, this is also applies if you're making a dog with little patches. You can mix the wool. All of this you can mix. All of the wools you've got here you can mix. Just going to add it as a little nose to the front. Felting straight into the pipe cleaner is not the easiest thing, I will be honest. But once you get sort of an area where the needle goes in, and just allow it to go in. Little pink nose, little brownish pink nose going on. And of course, go to your finer needle if you are getting problems putting the medium needle in there. I'm just trying to see if I've got a finer needle. I can see my little toadstool here now. That's not a, is that a green? Yeah, I think it might be a green. Yes, let's see that. No, that's not a green. That's the yellow. The star twisted and it's also bent. So I'm not entirely sure I've got a fine needle here. Ooh, that feels quite fine. Oh, that might be a fine one. Let's try that. Oh yeah, that is actually far, much finer than the one I've just used, so it must be a fine one. I love these pin cushions because you can actually, there is a tutorial on the YouTube channel as well, because you can actually, by just sticking them in there, you can tell what, this one is a really coarse needle. You can tell what size needle you've got there. It's not so coarse. Oh, that's very fine. Oh, I think that's even finer than the one I've just had. Yeah, that's definitely fine. So when you go over onto your fine needle, it is really to make very minute differences. Right, and then I'm going to add a tiny little bit of black in the side of the head for eyes. Just in here for sleeping eyes. With my fine needle. There's a lot of stabbing going on here. It's a very fine needle. Okay, might have to go back to a coarser needle. Oh no, not that one. That's way too coarse. Okay, where's my orange gone? There. Just a sleepy eye. Little slit. And then the same on the other side. So the difference between making a dog that has got slime on its chin is that you have to make 2 ears that are presentable and also 2 eyes that are presentable. Whereas if you have the dog sleeping on the ear and on the eye, it doesn't matter so much that it's not the perfect look. Because obviously it's covered up by the dog sleeping on it. That's good enough, I guess. Just make sure the ears don't stick up. Hang down. And I wanted to show you how to make the legs, so I will do that. If you need to just push make sure that the ears are hanging down and not sticking up, just give them a couple of stabs. There. And now I'm going to show you how to make legs. So there are different ways of making legs, really different ways. One is you could use a wisp of wool, fold it in half and then roll it in sideways. And that sort of makes a nice, neat little sausage shape if you're rolling it nice and tight. And then you can felt it down with your felting needle Again, you're maintaining wispy ends at the other end, and that makes a nice leg, basically, with the wispy ends that you can use to attach it. I think that's a really good way of making a leg. I use that a lot, of making different body parts, because you can also use that technique for making other shapes. So if you don't want to roll it in. And so once you've got the leg, again, you open up these wispy fibers, as you did before, and then you can attach it to the side of the body here. There we go, so that it eventually just lies down. Touch it. Get it attached first, and then manipulate the shaping of it. That's what I always do. Getting it attached. And then you can decide that it needs to be tucked in more like that, like to the side of the body. So you can work on that now by stabbing it into place. So I've tucked that in now. So if the tail goes in as well, the leg is now by the side and tucked under. Now you can decide, one leg is probably not going to be visible at all, but you can decide to give it front paws as well. There's another way of making a leg where you use your felting needle and you can wrap the wool around it like this and make a nice firm shape. Be careful not to break your needle doing that. That way you can decide the size of the leg probably a bit more flexibly. And then when you've got that wrapped around there, just take it off like this. And then you've got to decide what's the front and what's the back of the leg. So felt down the front of the leg into a paw. So round it off, mind your fingers. And then the back of the leg, keep that unfelted. In fact, you're probably going to have to tease that out a little bit to attach it to the dog. But I'm going to use this for the front paws. So I'm going to decide where that's going to go. Here probably, so it sticks out at the front. So now you can stab this end of the leg into the dog, straight underneath it, to fasten it on. So that's another way of making a round sausage shape. There. And you've got one leg here, and now I'm going to make another one to go here. And I think the leg that's here is probably tucked under the body, so I'm not going to do that. I may just make the next one. Might as well make it in the same method, so they match. Wrap the wool around the needle, round and round it goes. A little bit more. So is anybody coming to the knitting and stitching show this week? We're heading down tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Oh, by the way, I should also say, getting engrossed in my project here, do remember to give us stars on Facebook. So because we're repeating this obviously on Facebook, you can now express your gratitude in different ways. Supporting a small business, so give us stars, or you can, I think it's like you can get a tag here on YouTube. I've not done this myself, so I can't really tell you what to do, but some of you are probably better at this than I am already. So yes, but in any case, we'd love you to give us the thumbs up, tell people about the channel, get your friends signed up. If anybody wants to get into needle felting, point them our way. We would be very grateful. And I've also got some exciting news today, in that announcing the winner for last week's competition. So I don't know if the person is watching, but in any case, they've won themselves the £15 gift voucher. So I will announce that very shortly. You can enter the competition by just popping a comment into the live stream, either today, which is the I want to say it's the 4th of October at 1 o'clock, or you can do it again on the 6th of October, which is over on our Facebook page. Just put a comment into the chats and tell us what is your favorite dog, and any dog, any dog. Right, so now I've got a little doggy here. I've got front paws, they're felted on, so they're facing forward, and I've got a hind paw here, and the other hind paw is sort of underneath there, so I'm not going to add that. If you want to give your dog different patches, you can do that. So you could add a bit of white or a bit of whatever color. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep, or shall I? Shall I just add a bit of, I'm just going to show you how to do it. So if you want to add a little bit of black, and it's a very contained black spot, which is possible, then just lay it onto the area where you want to felt it down. I seem to have lost my nice, this is a twisted needle. I don't want to use that right now. I want my medium needle back. No? What about that one? Yay, that's the one. So you can just felt that over the top, wherever it needs to go. You can let it spill out so it looks more like a dusting around the edges, or you can give it a really neat edge. So I've done both just on that one patch. Now, there. If you want to mix some wool to make it more, I mean, you've got so much wool in this kit. I think you could make zillions of these dogs. If you had a couple more pipe cleaner, use the wool to make a grade of a brown to keep it more in keeping with the actual dog. So you can add a bit of color here. And you can color in the whole dog in a different color if you didn't like the color. And then also I just want to show you there is actually a little bit of that colored wool in there to make a collar. So you can tease out the color that you want. So say you want it to be, I don't know, blue and green. You can just split this. So you just have these colors. Probably got a bit too much there, that probably makes two. And then just wrap it around the neck. Maybe do this before you touch the legs. Might be a good idea. Because all you're going to do is, you're just going to felt that on now. Just stab into the edge so that you don't want to flatten it on so it looks like it's part of the dog. You want it to be a separate feature. But you can definitely stab it on underneath because you're not going to see that. So basically, there you go. There's your little dog ready to curl up by your feet or wherever your dog's curling up. And of course, there's another one here with different colored ears. There's no legs on this one. And then there's one here that has got legs. He's a bit like a teddy bear. He's lying on his side. He's got one leg. He's got two legs. Again, different shapes, different possibilities. I'll add this to the equation. Got the smaller versions and lots and lots of possibilities here making these little doggies, and they're really fun to make. So I hope you have fun making them too. And that's actually the project finished. So that didn't take too long. Just put these back. So I wanted to tell you something else, however. You have probably seen our reindeer. The subscription box came out on the 1st of October, and yesterday we did the unboxing here on YouTube. So you can get your box now on our website. It's a special technique for making these antlers. I don't know if anybody's been watching Oh no, you wouldn't have watched the tutorial yet, so I won't show it to you. But this is basically a special technique of how to make these smooth looking antlers that are of a good size. And it's a good size of a reindeer, and I promise I will take some photos with the festive tomte because I think they will look lovely together as a bit of a sort of a Nordic Scandi theme Christmas, if you like. I have also got the little reindeer here. That's going to be a kit and a live stream in November. So be ready for that. By watching out when the kit goes live, we will let you know when that is the case. And what else do I need to tell you? Let's have a look. Oh yes, next live streams next week. We're going to do the Acorn Children. I've put the wrong, somehow something's gone wrong here. Anyway, that is what we're doing next week. But there's also stuff after that. I don't know where that has suddenly come from. I obviously did that wrong. But that's what we're doing next week. And then remember to put it on your Christmas wish list, maybe, if nothing else, our winter retreat for the 20th of January until the 22nd of January. And we're making a magical or mystical horse that can range from a unicorn to any other fantasy horses, Pegasus, a Kelpie, Aryan, and more. And we are definitely coming to this time where Robin is becoming more and more of a theme because we're edging towards Christmas, and of course she is featured in the Christmas animation by Aardman. So if you haven't got your Robin kit yet, order it now, or maybe order it for somebody for Christmas. It's a really good way of getting into needle felting, so I hope that you will have chance to get your kit. And then just another little push from our side, remember the festive tomte is available as a Zoom workshop on the 24th and 28th of October, and you can order it now and we will post the kit out to you for free. So you just pay for the oh, I don't know what I'm doing here today. There were the bears again. It's definitely not my day today. I'm probably gonna have to go and lie down now. But I think I've remembered everything. Oh no, I haven't. There's one thing I haven't done, and that is to announce last month's winner for the £15 gift voucher, and that is Michael Greenhorn. So, Michael, I don't know if you're watching today, but if you were, you would know that you've won. Otherwise, we will get in touch. Maybe somebody will be able to tell you. And oh, Susan says, thank you, Steffi and Alicia. Have a good week, everyone. Can't wait to see your dogs. Oh, yes. Share the dogs to Everyone a Maker. That's our Facebook group. If you're not a member yet, ask to join. We just want you to be there for personal reasons rather than promoting your own business. If you've got one or other people's businesses, it is an exclusive makers group and we would love to have you there. And I think that's all I've got to say. So take care and see you next week. Bye.